What's up everyone? On today's video, we're going over the top 8 things you need to know before moving to Monmouth County, New Jersey. We're going to cover a couple different topics like the location, entertainment, school systems, and a few others. But before we get started, if this is your first time to the channel, my name is Steve McCutcheon, and I'm a realtor at Berkshire Hathaway. On the Live in Central New Jersey channel, we cover everything related to the Central Jersey real estate market. So if you're the first one to know what's going on in either Monmouth or Ocean County real estate, feel free to click the bell, hit the subscribe button. Let's get this video started. Coming in with the very first point, that's going to be the location. As you can see from the photo popping up, Monmouth County is going to be located in the central part of New Jersey. Yes, Central Jersey does exist. If you're coming from out of state and thinking about moving here, if you want to spark a pretty major debate, ask someone from North or South Jersey if Central Jersey exists. They will most definitely tell you no. If you ask someone from that Monmouth County, Middlesex area, it definitely does exist. And growing up here, I believe it does. Also, if you want to spark a second debate, feel free to ask anyone in the entire state if it's Jersey, if it's Taylor, ham, or pork roll, and that'll get them going for quite a while as well. Now, a couple quick details about Monmouth County. It's made up of about 661 square miles, houses 643,000 residents, and has 53 municipalities in it. Based off where you're located, you can pretty much get to New York City or Philadelphia relatively pretty easily. I would say within like an hour and a half of each other. So based off where I was located and used to live in Freehold, realistically it was like an hour and a half on the dot in New York City or Philadelphia, so it's kind of the best of both worlds. We also have a ton of diverse housing here in Monmouth County. You'll see single family homes, condos, townhomes, adult communities, and some other ones. Also depending on where you live in Monmouth County is going to depend on maybe the lot size as well. If you go a little bit farther out west, you'll see much larger homes, but also on larger lots too. So they're going to be anywhere between maybe 1, 2, 5, 10 acres. A lot of the towns in the western part of Monmouth have a little bit more strict of zoning laws, so they're not going to let you build just kind of anywhere. Whereas if you go more towards the Jersey Shore, you'll have smaller lot sizes, houses on top of each other, but they make a lot of their money off the tourism, so they jam pack it pretty tight there too. And speaking of the Jersey Shore, that's probably the last great part about this location, whereas we have 27 miles of beaches and boardwalk from all the way up from Sandy Hook down to Manasquan, so you can really pick your spot where you really want to go in the summer and make it and call it your own. There's going to be private and public beaches. Point number 2 is going to be the commute to work. Now, as I mentioned a little earlier, you can get to either New York City or Philadelphia from living in Monmouth County, but kind of have a little bit of variance to it. So if you're going to be living in the northern part of Monmouth County, I would just stick to New York City. There's more options with public transportation over there. Whereas if you're in the southern part of Monmouth County, that opens up the line to Philadelphia because there isn't much public transportation out that way. So you're going to have to drive yourself only, meaning you're going to need to use Route 195 to bring you out west. Now there's going to be 4 main ways to get into New York City. The first one will be driving yourself. You can take the bus, train, or the ferry. When it comes to driving yourself, there's 2 main roadways you're probably going to use to get up north. One's going to be the Garden State Parkway. This is going to be a toll road. That's going to be along the eastern part of Monmouth County. And if you're on the western side, you're probably going to take Route 9. This is going to be a non-toll road. And you'll either take Route 9 probably to either the Turnpike or the Garden State Parkway, depending on where you have to get to in New York. If you're in the southern part of Monmouth County, I would say expect about like an hour 45 to 2 hours. If you're in the more northern part, probably closer to like an hour 15-ish, somewhere in that range. Now, if you want to take the bus, there's going to be 2 different lines you can hop on, either NJ Transit or Academy bus line. So regardless of which area you live in, you're going to have pretty much one of them available to you, if not both. Then you can take the train. That's going to be along the eastern part of Monmouth County though, so it's going to be a little bit limited there. If you're on the western side, there's no train line that runs through the center part of New Jersey. It's just completely devoid, unfortunately. So towns on the eastern side, that's going to be when you use the train. Again, from Manasquan, which is the most southern part in Monmouth County, that's going to be about a 2-hour ride. If you're in the more northern part, again, like an hour to an hour 15. The last one's going to be taking the ferry. There's 3 stops, but this is also going to be slightly limited because you have to be in the northeastern part of Monmouth County, where obviously the water is going to be. So there's 3 different ports. You have the Highlands, Atlantic Highlands, and over in Belford. For instance, if you want to get to the Wall Street District from over there, from the Highlands, it's about roughly 45 minutes. So that would probably be your quickest commute if you live in that area. And when it comes to commuting to Philadelphia, the only option is realistically going to be driving yourself. The more western part of Monmouth that you live in, the quicker it's going to be because you have different options from either 195 or the Turnpike over there. Whereas if you're on the eastern part of Monmouth County, it's going to take you a little bit longer. And that's going to be roughly maybe about like 2 hours over there. So I would say if you're in that Freehold area, it's going to be about an hour and a half. If you're all the way out east into like that Belmar, Wall, Manasquan area, that's probably going to be roughly 2 hours. Point number 3 is going to be the school system and education in Monmouth County. Much of the Monmouth County school districts are going to rank very highly in New Jersey, with High Tech High School actually ranking 3rd in the entire state. Now, according to this.com, the number 1 public school district is going to be Holmdel, and number 1 private school is going to be the Rainey School located over in Tinton Falls. Now, that one will get a little pricey for you when it comes in, about like $34,000 for their seniors, but from what I hear, it's actually pretty elite. When you go into more of the beach towns, obviously, but them being smaller and seasonal, you're not always going to have a high school in every single town. There's no Spring Lake High School, there's no Belmar High School. What happens is they're going to have a regional setup. So for instance, Manasquan High School is going to take in like the nearest 5 or 6 different beach towns into their high school for that reason alone. Point number 4 is going to be the cost of living. Now, when it comes to living in New Jersey in general, it's going to be expensive. There's no way of getting around that, and Monmouth County is going to follow suit too. But the two biggest expenses are going to be your home sales prices and also the property taxes. Other cost of living expenses like medical, transportation, things like those, they're going to be slightly higher, but it's also not going to be astronomically different like the housing is. So when it comes to the average or the median sales price in Monmouth County, that's going to be roughly $650,000, whereas the national average is going to be about $400,000. So you're looking at about a $250,000 difference in just terms of homes. Now, some places in Monmouth County are going to be more expensive than that even, and other ones are going to be slightly cheaper, but that's just kind of a ballpark range. Property taxes are also going to be higher, but this also comes at the cost of having a good school systems like we just mentioned. So the majority of townships in New Jersey are typically going to throw at least about half of your property taxes towards their school system, if not more. So when New Jersey boasts that they're the second or third best state in the entire country, this is where that kind of comes from. Before we head on over to our next point, if you're enjoying this video, please smash the like button down below and help me get this out to as many people as possible. And if you're thinking about moving, buying, or selling in the Monmouth County area, we get texts, calls, emails from people just like you all the time, so don't be shy. Let's get your game plan going for when you are ready. But with that being said, let's get back to the content you came here for. Point number 5, we're going to the housing options in Monmouth County. Now, when it comes to housing options, Monmouth County is going to have everything from a 1-bed condo to $10 million mansions overlooking the Navesink River. One of the big things here, though, is the home prices have appreciated a little bit more than the average. Obviously, like we just mentioned, about $250K more the median sales price than it is for the national. So New Jersey's going to be a little bit expensive. On top of this, we don't have a ton of new construction going on in Monmouth. There's a little bit more down in Ocean County where it's a little bit cheaper, but in Monmouth, there isn't as much land to be built upon, and the land that is available is typically preserved for a reason. So if you go to the Jersey Shore, for instance, pick any of the beach towns over there, you're going to see house upon house upon house pretty much stacked on top of each other because it's a large part of their economy and they want to pack it as best they can. You go a little farther out west, maybe towards Colts Neck, Millstone, or Freehold, a lot of the time they're going to have stricter zoning laws, so it's not going to be as easy to build upon anything. Plus, they have to have farmland that's preserved. That's a big part of their area and their township, and more space in between all the homes. So when you add this together, we really only have a major existing home selling market. So if people aren't listing their homes, not as much is getting turned over around here. The 6th thing you need to know about living in Monmouth County is the crime rate. So as you can see from the chart popping up, this is according to niche.com. Monmouth County is going to be below average in every major category. The most common crime you're going to see here is going to be property theft. And realistically, it's people coming from outside of Monmouth into here and picking on some of more of the wealthier towns. Holmdel got hit a little bit, Marlboro too. It's not really a big issue. If you just lock your doors to your car, lock your doors to your house, if you have an alarm system, you're going to feel safe and sound raising a family here in Monmouth County. Point number 7 is going to be shopping and dining options in Monmouth County. On the shopping side of things, you really won't be more than about 10 minutes away from some type of strip mall, business, or anything along those lines in most towns in Monmouth County. On the western side, you're going to have Route 9 that's going to have different businesses, strip malls, big box retailers. On the eastern side, you're going to have Route 35. Both of these basically just run north to south, so each side of Monmouth County is going to have something. Also on the western side, you're going to have the Freehold Raceway Mall, and then pretty much right in the middle, kind of more towards the eastern border, is going to be Tinton Falls, and they have the Jersey Shore Premium Outlet. So like I said, about 10 minutes away from pretty much every town you're going to live in. With restaurants, there are so many good places to eat in all of Monmouth County. A lot of the shore towns have plenty of great areas to go check out. My top 3 areas are going to be Freehold Borough, Asbury Park, and Red Bank. When it comes to the Freehold Borough, it's great, kind of has some old school restaurants to it, but they also have, during the summertime, you can eat outdoors. It's a really nice area to kind of hang out and chill. With Asbury Park, on the eastern side of the train tracks, more towards the city, there's probably, 15, 20 restaurants in a couple blocks that you can go check out. They're going to be more like mom and pop small businesses. That's going to have Italian, steak, and plenty of others. And then with Red Bank, you probably have 30, 40 different restaurants down closer to the water, and they're like city areas. So too, you can go there for years probably and just keep picking a new place every single time, whether you're looking for steak, pizza, Italian, seafood, whatever it is. You're going to have it here somewhere in Jersey pretty much within about 20 minutes of you, for more even a higher upscale meal too. Point number 8 is going to be the entertainment options here in Monmouth County, and we have quite a few of them. A little bit of everything for everybody. Now, if you're on the history side of things, you like historical sites, museums, state parks, we have that. If you want to take the family out to the beach and the boardwalk, you can also go maybe to the horse tracks. They have a couple of horse racing areas, one in Freehold, one over in Oceanport at Monmouth Park. You can go check out the Jersey Shore Premium Outlets or the Freehold Raceway Mall for some shopping like we just mentioned. PNC Bank Arts Center has a massive concert venue basically right off of the Garden State Parkway, holds about 17,000 people in there. You can catch a comedy show at the Court Basie Theater over in Red Bank, or if you just want to go out down the shore, we have different bars and clubs there too. So pretty much a little bit of everything. I don't know if I definitely missed some, but that's kind of just give you a ballpark of what we got. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it and you got a little bit more knowledge and understanding on what it's like to live here in Monmouth County. If you're looking to move to the area, feel free to reach out. All my contact information is down low in the comments and the description. Whether you're 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, even a year out, it doesn't matter to me. Let's get you on the right path towards your real estate goals. And if you're looking to move to a different part of the Central Jersey area, check out the 2 videos popping up and hopefully help you out a little bit too. Have a great day.